If pigeon pose is the only hip opener in your teaching toolkit, you're missing out on so much potential. And more importantly, so are your students. Today's sequence takes you through all 6 moves of the spine while working deep around the hips. We are exploring side body stretches, twists, and back bends that also open your hips in ways pigeon never could. What I love about this shape we'll be doing, tree frog, is how adaptable it is. Your students who struggle with traditional hip openers, they'll find something here that works. You can hold each position for yin-style duration or flow through them more dynamically. Practice along with me now to feel it in your own body first. Then you can take this exact sequence into your classes as soon as you're ready. You'll already know how the transitions feel and where students might need extra guidance. If you want more sequences like this, ones you can practice yourself and then teach with confidence, check out the Yoga Class Prep Station. It's your reliable source for class inspiration without the Sunday night scramble. Link in the description for just $39 a month. Now let's explore together. Grab your mat, maybe a blanket for your knee, and let's discover what your hips have been asking for. Come to rest on your belly in Sphinx pose. Let your elbows be under or possibly slightly in front of your shoulders. Loop your shoulders low. Tuck your chin down gently. Explore how it feels to have the weight of your head hanging down here, and if you find it feels good, you could take some slow movement of your head from side to side. Slowly bring your head back up to neutral. Bend your right knee, roll to its inner edge, and hike your right knee up as high as feels good. Now, if you're on a hard floor, you may need to add some cushioning between your knee and the floor, or if you're on your mat, you could bump back over to the left so your knee has some cushioning. The sole of your right foot could face straight back, so this is like a half frog pose, or it can face in, so it's like a tree pose. We can call it tree frog. From your elbows, walk your whole torso over to the right until you feel a big side bend up the left. If you're enjoying that side bend, you can enhance it by pressing your left elbow up off of the mat. Or you can join me in lowering your torso down towards the floor. Now your hands could stack into a pillow for your head, or you can reach your left arm so that your left biceps are a pillow for your head. This is a fine place to close your eyes. Be with the flow of your breath. If you're loving this shape, you can just continue here. You can join me in moving into a twist. For the twist, take your right hand under your right shoulder. Feed your left arm parallel to the short edges of the mat, and you may need to bend your left arm at the elbow to create a pillow, or just add a real pillow in between your head and the floor. You could move your hips forward toward your knee so that you can roll more fully up onto your outer left hip. And this is a fine place to stay, maybe with your right arm moving around in space or resting on or behind your body. If you'd like to add even more, here are some ideas. You could flex your right foot and kick your foot forward so that you feel a big stretch along the outer right edge of your leg. You could enhance that by twisting back with your right shoulder. Another option with the twist, and you may need to work your shoulders over to get there and maybe rebend your knee, is to bend your straight leg. So that's your left leg. You could bend it and reach your right hand for your left foot. That's the way to get into the front of your left leg. So these may be mutually exclusive options, or it might be that they both work for you, or you could still be kind of hanging out in the first stage of the twist with some arm arrangement that suits you. Wherever you've wound up, take at least 5 breaths more. It would be fine to pause the video and stay in each of these holds for a yin duration, so somewhere between 3 and 5 minutes a shape. When you do feel ready to leave the shape, take your time coming out. You could choose to press back to a child's pose. You could rest down on your belly with your hands stacked into a pillow. Or you could rise up to a sphinx shape. That's where we'll start our progression towards side 2. First, though, the symmetrical back bend. It could be a continuation of sphinx pose. It could be seal. Your hands would come to the corners of the mat, and your elbows would lift up. Again, your shoulders would loop low. You could go back to the neck stretch, or you could try doing the opposite. Underbite your jaw and stretch the front of your throat by moving your jaw slowly from side to side. It looks weird? Don't worry about it. The weirder the faces you pull, the more you're activating the muscles that control your expressions. At some point in the next breath or two, reconstitute your sphinx pose. Now bend your left knee. Hike it up as far as feels good, maybe waist height, maybe farther, maybe not quite so far. That might be useful to make sure it has some cushioning. Work both elbows toward the left until you feel the stretch coming in to the right side of your torso. For more of that stretch, you could straighten your right elbow. For less, you could settle down. And settling down might mean that your right biceps creates a pillow, or you bend your elbow already, and you stack your hands in some way that feels very sweet to you. This is a shape you could continue in for quite a while. Feel free to pause the video. If and when you feel ready to twist, press into your left hand. Move your hips more toward your left knee. Feed your right arm parallel to the short edges of the mat and bend it so you have a pillow. Now here's where your left hand could move around in any way that feels good. It could come to land somewhere on your body, maybe even wrapping behind like so. Here also you have the option to try flexing your left ankle and straightening your left leg. Ooh, big stretch down the outer line of the leg and the back of the leg. There's also the option to bend your straight leg. So your right knee bends, your right foot comes up to be caught by your left hand. You also have the option to make this more of a twist, recognizing that your left knee may want to leave the floor somewhere along the twisting pathway. Make a choice that works for you and stay for several breaths more. When you feel finished with this shape, unwind it. You can come to rest on your belly. You could press back to child's pose or go wherever feels most natural next.